Hi, my name is Jonathan Brooks. Recently graduated from the Theater and Performance Studies program at UC Berkeley. And it was a good, positive experience, mostly. Anyway, this is a series of things I wrote out. I'm just going to read it straight if that's okay. My great-great-grandmother dug in holes full of thorns to get cotton for the boss man. Her children raised cotton for their own family business. My grandmother worked a 9-to-5 her whole life and couldn't get into business school 3 times in a row and gave up. My mother worked nights to take care of her son born out of wedlock and tended to his dreams. I am her son and my name is Jonathan. This is my story of origin. It is what connects me to my family and begs me to understand the nature of these struggles. The DREAM Act can form a bedrock or foundation for other subversions of the crippling capitalistic race to the top slave-driving mechanism which exists to alienate people, to exclude them from proper liberty, and by liberty I mean the right to understand and educate and be a part of society. California cannot hold this back, or it will attest once again to the powerful triumph of racism and ignorance. For how can we ignore children? Children who are down into the poverty line at 40% as of late and are fortunate to excel in high schools that cut bilingual teaching out of bigotry and leave these children scrambling for understanding. And back to that word understanding. Education is understanding one's potential. How can we hold anyone back from that? One could say such negligent legislation is un-American or unconstitutional, but it is above all evil. And it is keeping the human being behind in all aspects of life. And are we not all human at the end of the day? Let this be a victory for all and not for some. Let it be a public institution and allow a credible percentage of the American economy to go, and not allow, a credible percentage of the American economy to go shortchanged by sick, old Jim Crow segregation style legislation. Here's a poem about living under this same monster, racism. To be a black man is like swimming in a pool of piranha covered in sheep's blood and only a soft song to protect yourself. I don't want no trouble at the river when it's time to cross to the other side. They say music soothes the savage beast, that irrational animal part of all of us, or the socio-scientific animal or Negro, signed into law and sewn into the fabric of our great nation, for better or worse. Here we are, black men. Lost kings of a forgotten tribe, diamonds deeply hidden under mountains of silence, yet always digging up and out for fresh air, fresh words, fresh rhymes, and fresh times. Black men can play with children, and that's okay. Black men can be president. Black men can give football a break and study through college or not. They can be the most athletic force you've ever witnessed and still hold on to family values. Black men can and will be leaders. But who will follow? Who will listen to the half-blood princes sacrificed spiritually for this greater nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for some? Who will lend their ears and hearts to the heavy truth of human existence? This isn't a political litmus test, but a proposition for dialogue. Let's eat at the same tables, drink at the same fountains, and go to school in the same houses so that bridges can be forged over turbulent seas of ignorance and vanity. I have another one if I can keep going. Is there a time? Okay. All right. Again with the black man theme, but it goes somewhere. I'm telling you, I feel like I asked myself that question and I sort of said, hey, what does it feel like to be a black, and it just hit on a lot of different things I've noticed all throughout my entire existence. What is it like to be a black man? Well, I'll tell you what it's not like. It's not like being an alien from outer space, and it's not like being a ghost in a shell. It's not like being a mutant with superpowers that make you invisible. It's not like wearing baggy pants from the hip-hop outlet with guns and graffiti etched on the creases. It's almost like seeing the Matrix for what it really is, but not really. That's silly because it's not like the world is run by a giant computer that wants to enslave mankind, but to be black. To be a black man is dark and heavy with a hint of cinnamon, no sugar and no room left for cream. Do you know what I mean when I say black man? Black guy, black dude, African American male suspect. But I suspect that the world wants me extinct, like a woolly mammoth caught in the tar fighting for its existence with every fiber of its mammalian selfhood. I am a black man and therefore a reminder of the American contradiction. Freedom is slavery, war is peace, and ignorance is strength. Instead of dwelling on these morbid things, I sometimes like to picture myself as a baby flying through space in a bubble powered by my imagination. However, this is no death drive, but a spiritual tactic to unleash in desperate situations. Like seeing some minstrel cartoons from the good old days laying innocently on a market street in the middle of hyper-gentrified Oakland. Welcome to Earth, bitch. You're a nigger. But these things are old. They should be dead. But they just don't die, like cockroaches scurrying under the refrigerator, still surviving on the spoiled water and decomposed animal fat sticking to the linoleum tiles. So what do we do in the wake of such vile oppression? We live and we fight, and we push and we pull and we eat and we eat and we eat, and we smoke and we drink and laugh and cry, and sometimes we die. But today we live. We live in the name of living. For we are all we got until the end of days.